one more again. Hold up. Give me 1 sec. Man, you see the title already, man. Having a little technical difficulties though, you know. But this is basically a response to the man Blood Boxing, you know what I mean? Blood Boxing had a nice video, man. You know, man, I've been longing for some nice vids here on YouTube about boxing, you know what I mean? Maybe because I cut my subscriber list a little short. I don't get as much boxing content like I used to. Well, you know, I did that for my own reasons, you know what I mean? But Blood Boxing put out a good video, man, about the man Terrible Terry Norris, you know what I mean? One of the best fighters of the 90s, you know what I'm saying? And it was a very enlightening video, man. I gotta give the OG his props on this video. You know, I seen the video. It was about 24 minutes on Blood Boxing channel, the channel where it looked like he a little kid and he holding a telephone to his ear. I heard that video, and then I went back to listen to the initial video, which was damn near 2 hours long. I ain't get to finish it though. I listened to the first half an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and still finish it. You know what I mean? Probably before I go to sleep tonight. You check it, but you know. This is basically my response to that video, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was a very good video, you know what I'm saying? Props to the OG Blood for putting out that video about Terrible Terry Norris. I hope you have more videos coming just like that, you know what I mean? Historical viewpoints on these great fighters of yesteryear, you know? But basically, you know what I'm saying? The man Blood Boxing, man, he put out the video, you know what I'm saying? He gave the man Terry Norris his props. You know what I mean? Like, you know, respect your elders. You already know how the game go. You know what I'm saying? But his conclusion was he feels, man, like Mike McCallum and Julian Jackson are greater fighters than the man Terry Norris at 154 pounds. Junior middleweight, super welterweight, however way you pronounce it, you know? And, you know, that's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at his position on where he stands on it, you know what I mean? And by no means, Blood Boxing, is this video coming out of malice or anything, my friend. This is just a boxing debate video, man. I got some time to kill, you know what I mean? Man's on vacation, so I said, you know, why not go ahead and make a nice response? You check it, you know what I mean? Because I really enjoyed that video, you know what I mean? And, you know, I personally feel, you know what I'm saying, and this is just a matter of opinion. You check it. It doesn't mean that I'm right and Blood Boxing is wrong, and it doesn't mean that Blood Boxing is wrong and I'm right. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of opinion. It's just a, you know what I'm saying, just a matter of however you feel. You know what I mean? A matter of opinion. And he tends to say that fellas like Julian Jackson and Mike McCollum were greater fighters than Terrible Terry Norris at 154. All right? Well, you know, in my personal opinion, man, I think Terrible Terry Norris is the greatest fighter ever at 154 pounds, you know what I mean? You check it, the man was, I believe the man, this is off the cuff, man, you know, the man was like a 4-time world champion, you know what I mean? Let's see who he beat. He beat John Mugabe for his first world title, WBC. I believe he stopped him in the first round. And that's a fight I remember as a kid, you know, my pops, man, I'm from Kenya, and my pops had a friend from Uganda who was in love with John the Beast Mugabe, you know what I mean? And that was a fight he was looking forward to. We used to watch all them fights as a liquid youth at the crib, and seeing what the man Terry Norris did to John Mugabe, you know what I mean? I believe, who John Mugabe get that belt from? I think he got it from the Frenchman. The Frenchman, Rene Jacquard, the man who beat Donald Curry for that belt. You know what I mean? I think that was even the upset of the year that year when Donald Curry lost to that French dude. All right? And that's Terry Norris' first world title. WBC beat John Mugabe. His second world title was when he avenged a loss to Simon Brown, Jamaican badman based out of D.C. You know what I mean? Okay, and that's who. That's his second world title, right? Yes. That's his second world title, man. Pardon me, man. I'm going straight up off the dome, man. You know what I mean? Straight up off the cuff, you know what I mean? Just recollecting, you know what I mean? Trying to sharpen my boxing mind, you know? And that's two-time world champ. Then he was a third-time world champ, again avenging two previous disqualifications to the Dominican, Luis Santana, you know what I mean? And that's his third world title, okay? And then he unified with the man Paul Vaden. Paul Vaden, the man who ended up sleeping and smashing Terry Norris' wife later on down the line. But that's where the man Terry Norris became a four-time world champion when he beat them and unified with the man Paul Vaden. You know what I mean? Now you check it. Like I said, man, you know, the man Blood Boxing says, you know, maybe fellas like Julian Jackson is a greater fighter than terrible Terry Norris at 154, and I can't argue with him on that. I see what the man Julian Jackson did, what he did to the man terrible Terry Norris. You know what I mean? He knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing. Let's even talk about the man Terry Norris style. You know what I mean? Terry Norris was a come forward fighter, of course. A come forward fighter, a guy who likes to fight in the pocket. You know what I mean? A guy who you know, a guy who has no chill, man. When he hurts an opponent, man, he's trying to go all out and trying to take an opponent's head off, you know what I mean? And the man's been in numerous wars. You check it. You want to see a war? You want to see a war with Terry Norris? Go look at that fight with the man, the Australian dude, Troy Waters. Troy Walters, man, that fight was, whew. These fellas wasn't holding back no punches. They was going for the gusto, and they both hurt each other bad. And that's a fight, man. If you haven't seen, it's not I believe it only went like 3 rounds. You know what I mean? That's a fight right there. Terry Norris and Troy Waters, man. That fight was war. You check it. And that's the kind of dude Terry Norris was. You know what I mean? He's the kind of guy who sometimes he just, you know. And rather than boxing, he's trying to go in for the kill, you know what I mean? And that actually, you know, is probably the reason why he has kind of neurological problems to this day, you know what I mean? The man, Terry Norris, if you hear him speak, oh my goodness, man. My gosh, it's like the man Meldrick Taylor, you know what I mean? It sounds real bad, I'm not going to lie, man. You know, the man, he barely sounds like how he used to, you know what I mean? You check it, but you know, let's get into it, man. You know, Julian Jackson, like I said, did beat the man. He did knock out the man Terry Norris. You check it. So if Terry Norris is a man who you check it, who lost to the man, you know, he lost to the man Julian Jackson. So I can't really argue with Blood Boxing's point right there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I feel the man Julian Jackson. Yeah, he was at that weight class for at least 3-4 years, you know what I mean? But I don't think he got the kind of resume or the kind of names that like Terry Norris does as far as being a junior middleweight, you know what I mean? You know, the man beat the was he Japanese? Nah, Korean, the dude, Inchal Baek, you know what I mean? Inchal Baek, that's who Julian Jackson won his first world title from, you know what I mean? Vacant WBA junior middleweight strap. And, you know, that wasn't his first rodeo trying to go for a world title, you know what I mean? He had lost to Mike McCallum, you know what I'm saying? He got stopped by Mike McCallum in 2 rounds. You check it, in a battle of the 2 Caribbean islands, the Virgin Islands versus Jamaica, you know what I mean? And, you know, Mike McCallum had even hurt the man, was hurt by the man Julian Jackson, but eventually, man, Julian Jackson got stopped by Mike McCallum, okay? So, you know, Mike McCallum beat Julian Jackson. Julian Jackson beat Terry Norris. Terry Norris didn't fight Mike McCallum. You check it. But, you know, they have similar opponents. Buster Drayton, former IBF champion. You check it, the man Julian Jackson knocked him out in like 3 rounds. You know what I mean? That's the famous punch. He knocks him down. The man Buster Drayton had a late reaction, and he fell down. Timber! Boom! Just straight up. It's real funny. If you go see it, go look for it on YouTube, man. It's a funny fight, man. You know what I mean? You check it, but you know, what he did to Julian Jackson did to Terry Norris, stopping him in the second round, was pretty remarkable. You know what I mean? You check it, but who else did Julian Jackson really beat? As far as great names on at 154. Besides Buster Drayton and Terry Norris, which are good wins, he doesn't have a strong resume like the man Julian Jackson. I'm sorry, Terry Norris, in my opinion, at 154. You know what I mean? Now let's look at Mike McCallum. I know Mike McCallum. He got his first world title when he beat the man Sean Mannion. I think Sean Mannion was an Irish dude. You know what I'm saying? He beat the man Sean Mannion. When Roberto Duran was ducking him, and when Roberto Duran vacated that WBA light middleweight strap, um, that's when the title was now vacant. That's when the man Sean Mannion and Mike McCallum got it on. You know what I'm saying? And Mike McCallum won a unanimous decision. You check it. And who else did he beat? I remember he beat the Detroit native David Braxton. You know what I mean? That's a good win right there. David Braxton was a tough opponent. He was a very good fighter out the Crunk Gym. You know what I mean? Anybody out the Crunk Gym gonna get props from me, man. I'm an Emmanuel Stewart disciple, man. I fucks with it. That's my favorite trainer of all time. You know what I'm saying? He beat fellas like who else did he beat? Again, he also beat who else did he beat? He beat Milton McCory too, a former welterweight champion, WBC champion at welterweight. He beat him at 154. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good win. Okay, he beat Donald Curry too. So these are good names that the man Mike McCollum has. So I can see where blood boxing is coming. Is talking about fighting. Talking about Mike McCallum being the greatest junior middleweight of all time. You know what I mean? I ain't even mad at you. You know what I'm saying, for saying that. Much enough respect, because Mike McCallum. This just a disclaimer. I like Mike McCallum more than I even do Terry Norris. You know what I mean? I wasn't quite a big Terry Norris fan. You know what I'm saying? Because I just thought the man was a chinny fighter, in my opinion, And the man Terry Norris, man, could have had a lot of L's on his record besides those that he does have. You know what I mean? He got a disqualification when he fought the dude named Joe Walker. I think that was like his first, was it? I think his first or second loss of his career. You know what I mean? Because I know by the time he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, he had already 3 losses. You know what I mean? In that fight versus Joe Walker, he hit him on the head. You check it. He hit him while he was down on the canvas. You know what I mean? And, that was just the man's M.O. You know what I mean? The man had no chill, no control. Terry Norris, and, you know what I'm saying? And, I used to like Meldrick Taylor, and they fought at a catchweight of 150. You know what I mean? Terry Norris wasn't the biggest junior middleweight neither. You know what I mean? You check it, and they fought at the catchweight, and he destroyed the man Meldrick Taylor. You know what I'm saying? I think both of them fellas was at the time when they fought, they was both on the pound for pound list. You know what I mean? And that's why they met at a catchweight. And the guy Meldrick Taylor was a dude who started at 140. You know what I mean? Or was it for his first world title when he beat the man Buddy McGirt was at 140, you know what I mean? So him coming up to 150, man, that's just, Terry Norris, like I said, man, had no chill. Even in that fight, he hit Meldrick Taylor while he was down on the canvas, Roy Jones style, how he did to Montel Griffin. He should have got disqualified for that. Even the fight versus Sugar Ray Leonard, if I recollect, he hit Sugar Ray Leonard after he dropped him. He hit him on the head too while he was down on the canvas. Should have got disqualification for that. You know what I mean? So the man had a MO, man, of hitting fellas while they was down on the canvas. I don't know why. You already put him down, so handle your business. You know what I mean? You already did what you got to do. All right. So So I just mentioned them guys that Mike McCallum beat, you know what I mean? Fellas like Julian Jackson, David Braxton, which are very good names. Milton McCory and Donald Curry, you know what I'm saying? Very good names. Even Terry Norris got Donald Curry on his resume, but it was after Mike McCallum, you know what I mean? Same way that Terry Norris got Buster Drayton on his resume, but that was after And he went the distance with him. That was after Julian Jackson sparked him out. You know what I mean? You check it, but the reasons why I think that the man Terry Norris is the greatest at 154, because that was just his career. You know, that was where he fought for his whole career. You know what I mean? You check it, the man was there for his whole career. The man got about he probably got about 16 title defenses. You know what I'm saying? And that's on and off while he's lost. But overall, he probably has the most title defenses at 16 or 17 than any other junior middleweight ever. You know what I'm saying? You check it. I think the man who has the longest title defenses reign at junior middleweight is the Italian dude, Gianfranco Rossi, the dude who beat who had lost to Donald Curry when Donald Curry got a WBC 154-pound title when he went over to Italy, and he made that man retire. That man ain't come out for the 10th round. You know what I mean? Gianfranco Rossi. You know, so that was that man had a long reign at junior welterweight, man. When he got the IBF strap, when he beat the dude what's that dude name from Kentucky, man? That white boy that my man Iran Barkley knocked the F out, man. What's the dude's name? Van Doren. You know what I'm saying? I can't even remember his first name. Van Doren. You check it. You know, that was a guy that and that man had Gianfranco when he beat Van Doren for that IBF 154-pound title, man. He had a long reign for that title till he lost to Vincent Pettaway. You know what I mean? These are names we going back. We doing history lessons. You know what I mean? I was inspired by blood boxing. You know what I mean? And this is just a response to why I think Terry Norris is the best ever. You know what I'm saying? The man Terry Norris beat John Mugabe. Then he beat the Rene Jacques dude, the dude who had beat Donald Curry. You know what I'm saying? You check it. And then he got Sugar Ray Leonard on his resume, you know what I mean? And he beat Sugar Ray Leonard, man. He beat him bad, man, you know what I mean? He embarrassed him, you know what I'm saying? Young Terry Norris gave that man some work, you know? He beat him via points, but he dropped him, you know what I'm saying? So even Donald Curry, like I said, the man got him on his resume. Older Donald Curry, sure, but he knocked him out in like the 8th round, you know what I'm saying? So those are very good names that the man has right there. Back to back. John Mugabe, Rene Jacques, Sugar Ray Leonard, Donald Curry. You know what I'm saying? He beat the man Jorge Fernando Castro from Argentina. You know what I mean? The dude who had that tremendous fight with John David Jackson at middleweight for for the WBA middleweight title. You know, that's a good fighter he got on his resume. He got Meldrick Taylor. Meldrick Taylor, man, was a dude who came up in weight, man. You know, he beat him up and. It is what it is, you know what I mean? He got Maurice Blocker on his resume, dude from Germantown, Maryland. Big ups to him. Big ups to all my peoples. Big ups to my man Remo out there in Germantown, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's my man's right there, you know? You know, the Troy Waters fight, great fight, you know what I'm saying? Where these guys were going at it, beat each other to, you know, they were going at it, trying to take each other's heads off. They both dropped each other, and that was a great victory right there, you know what I mean? Then he lost to the man Simon Brown, got knocked out, big upset. Then he avenged that loss and beat him via points, you know what I mean? Then he got the, you know what I'm saying, the unification with the man Paul Vaden. Like I said, Paul Vaden was smashing his wife. You know what I'm saying? And he got Vincent Pettaway on his resume. You know, Vincent Pettaway was a former IBF champion. You know what I mean? And at this time, this man is a unified champion, Terry Norris. You know what I mean? Something that Mike McCallum and what's his name never did. Mike McCallum and what's his name and Julian Jackson. You know what I mean? And you know, and he was also a lineal champion. You know what I'm saying? Lineal champion at 154 was Terry Norris. You know what I'm saying? You know, up until Terry Norris lost that fight to that Army dude. What's that Army dude's name, man? That dude was a tough dude. He also fought fellas like Winky Wright. Keith Mullins, you know what I mean? And at that point in time, man, the man Terry Norris was done. That was 1997. You know, and the man was a champion from like 1991. You know what I mean? When he beat John Mugabe, it was in 1990 or 1991. You check it. So he had a long reign, man. Numerous title defenses at 154. You check it. I know he lost to Keith Mullings, the Army dude. He lost to even the French dude, Laurent Bundini. You know, a guy who had I think who beat Laurent Bundini? Oh yeah, the Philly dude, man. That's who. That's where he got his WBA title from, man. What's that Philly dude who fought? I'm drawing a blank, man. Dude who fought Felix Trinidad, man. Damn, dogs. I'm even forgetting his name, man. Damn. I'm drawing a blank, man. What's my guy's name from Philly? He was even a gold medal Olympian in like 90, was it the 96 Olympics? David Reed. David Reed. The dude who Felix Trinidad ruined. Great fight, man. That fight, man, I might watch it tonight, man, just because I was drawing a blank on homeboy's name, you know what I mean? You know, Laurent Bundini was a good fighter, you know what I'm saying? I always remember his name because he lost to the man from Kenya in 1988 Seoul, Korea Olympics. Man, Robert Wangila Napunyi, rest in peace, you know what I mean? The only gold medal Olympian from Kenya, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the man had a lot of promise for the nation of Kenya, but unfortunately the man died in the ring, 94. He lost to some Mexican dude, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, these are the reasons why I think that the man, you know, what's his name? Terry Norris is the greatest at 154, you know what I mean? I put it like this, the four greatest at 154, you know, arguably Terry Norris, Mike McCallum, Julian Jackson because he beat Terry Norris. And I put Tommy Hearns up in there, you know what I mean? Tommy Hearns, he beat, who he beat? He beat Wilfredo Benitez for the Wilfred Benitez for that 154 strap, you know what I mean? That's a very good fighter he beat. You check it, and he defended that title from like 1982 to like 86. You check it, so you know he got a couple names in there, Wilfred Benitez and Murray Sutherland, and he beat Roberto Duran at 154. You check it, and you know, believe he even beat was Doug DeWitt. I think that was at middleweight. Till he had vacated. So he had a, you know, but those names also aren't as great as Terry Norris's names, you know what I mean? Now, who would I believe would win in a fight between Terry Norris and Mike McCallum? Man, I'm picking the body snatcher all day, you know what I mean? But I just can't take away what or who would I pick between Terry Norris and Tommy the Hitman Hearns? I'm picking, man, the Motor City Cobra all day. But I just can't take away what the man Terry Norris achieved at 154, campaigning there for his whole career. You check it, four-time champion, you know what I mean? At 154, lineal champion, unified champion. These are achievements and feats that none of these other guys like Tommy Hearns, Wilfred Benitez, who beat the guy Maurice Hope for that WBC strap, man from England. These are feats that Mike McCallum, all these guys never got to achieve at 154. It's also like Blood Boxing says, which was a great observation, which I really didn't even do the knowledge to. It's a transition kind of division. A lot of these fighters in these divisions, they ain't even had the titles for 2 years, you know what I mean? I think there's one Japanese dude who had the title for like 3 years. You check it, in the 70s, you know what I mean? But besides that, fellas like Terry Norris, he was there. He was a champion for many years, you know what I mean? He had a long reign at that division, you know? Julian Jackson was there for like 3 years, you know? You know what I mean? Mike McCallum for probably 2 years, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just got to give it hands down, man. And this is just a matter of opinion. Like I said, doesn't mean that I'm right and blood boxing is wrong. Doesn't mean blood boxing is wrong and I'm right. You check it, or vice versa. It's just a matter of opinion. And I personally feel that Terry Norris, even though, like I said, he wasn't my guy like that growing up. I like Pernell Whitaker and fellas like, you know what I'm saying? I like Pernell Whitaker, man. That was my guy in the 90s, you know what I mean? You check it, and the Zuma Nelson, them type of fighters, you know? But I just think, man, I got to give it hands down to the man, Terry Terrible Norris, man, out of Texas, based out of San Diego, you know what I mean? I got to give him as the greatest junior middleweight of all time. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments, man. Just dropping a little gem on y'all fellas, man. Big ups to the OG Blood Boxing. Very insightful video. I'm gonna even finish that long video, the kind of documentary joint you had on them. And you know what I'm saying? I had to leave my thoughts out there, man. Leave your thoughts and comments. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. B Marsh Boxing, and I'm gone. Peace.